Hello, good evening, students. Today's transcription number back of 83 on the speed of 100 words per minute. Start. This we are in a position to say all the more because if the case for the government was so foolproof, Dr. Katju would have been the last person to withhold his report from us. I think that something is wrong in the reports, and maybe the members of this House, having looked at the reports, would have discovered certain facts which do not go to justify the case that the government has sought to make out in support of the proclamation. Apprehending such a possibility, I think Dr. Katju has thought it wise to withhold this report from the House. Having done it, he asks us to endorse almost blindfold a measure which is described as undemocratic even by certain members of the Congress Party. Many constitutional points have been touched. It has been sought to be made out in this House that this is the best democratic step that the government could take. We say this is not at all a democratic step which has been taken. We are supposed to have a parliamentary system. We must have our own conventions. We have got our own constitution, but we are told time and again in this house and in the other house that there are the British constitution and their parliamentary practice which one should imitate. Now, imagine a situation of this sort in England. Would the Crown have taken such a measure at all if a certain party had been voted out of office by the opposition? I think in a comparable situation there, the king would have inevitably called the leader of the opposition to explore the possibilities of forming a government. Without doing it, he would have never taken recourse to extraordinary measures like this. If this method had been resorted to in the United Kingdom, a serious constitutional crisis affecting not merely the internal politics of the parliament but the political life outside would have ensued. In France, for instance, there are many parties. No party by itself enjoys an absolute or a comfortable majority. What happens there? Ministry is formed, and there we find the president takes upon himself the responsibility of exploring ways and means of finding whether any particular party or any leader of any party is in a position to present a government which would command the confidence of a certain majority in the Chamber of Deputies. Without resorting to that objective test, he does not take recourse to extraordinary measures. In the present case, I say this objective test has not been at all applied. One may or may not have certain feelings.